I decided that I wanted to go into mastering, and so you kind of had to prove, particularly to Ray, that you were vaguely competent. And the test for that was that when you cut a lacquer, the coating is nitrocellulose, which is completely stable as a coating on a lacquer, but the swarf goes up like petrol. The swarf is the bit that's extracted in the process of cutting the groove. It's the same as a metalwork lathe, and you get the little spirals of metal coming off. Well, the swarf comes off the lacquer, and it gets through vacuum sucked and stored into a tube, into a jar, and then the jar fills. You put it in a box, and there we go. And Trident had a flat roof with a metal mop bucket on the top, and they would fill up a lacquer box with swarf, and then you'd get the box and you'd get 2 milk bottles full of water and a box of matches, and you put the swarf in the mop bucket, you throw a match at it and it goes up, and you put the flames out with the water from the milk bottles, and then if you come back down and you've still got your eyebrows, then you're deemed potentially to be able to be a mastering engineer. I think what I like about mastering is I don't know what's happened before what I receive. So I don't know that the producers had a row with the singers decked the guitarist, the drummer was pissed and couldn't play. I don't know any of the history, I just have what's presented in front of me. And I only ever work in my room. I don't work in the room next door. Matt, who is next door, doesn't work in here. And we know how things should sound in our room. And if it doesn't sound how you expect it, you set about getting it so that it does. And that's what you do on a track by track basis. Assemble them all into the correct running order, and then you can have an overview and just make sure that they all sit together. You start off and you get a sound and it's absolutely fine, but then if you're not paying attention, your ears can get tired, and you end up with the last song being considerably brighter than the first song was. So it's important that we don't monitor that loud anyway, as a rule, but you still turn the monitors down when you're not actively critically listening, just to keep giving the ears a rest. And then the time it takes just depends on the quality of what's come in. If you've got stuff that's really well recorded and mixed, then you can go through at a reasonable pace. And if it's all done in the same place, then generally once you've got a sound, it works for most of the tracks with just small changes. Where things can take longer is where tracks are all done in different places by different people at different times. So you've got some are bright, some are dull, some are very stereo, some are quite mono, and trying to find a consistency across all of that can take a while. I have been to maybe three gigs, because unless I can sit in the middle, control the volume and control the general EQ, it's just going to drive me mad.